At 69, Olivia de Havilland's daughter finally admits who her mother truly hated, and the revelation confirms one of Hollywood's most infamous family feuds. For decades, fans viewed Olivia de Havilland as the embodiment of grace, elegance, and restraint. As the beloved star of Gone with the Wind and The Heiress, she carried herself with dignity both on and off the screen. But behind that polished exterior was a lifelong rivalry so bitter that it became legend. According to those closest to her, including her daughter speaking candidly later in life, the deepest resentment in Olivia's heart was reserved not for a studio executive or a rival actress, but for her own sister, Joan Fontaine. The feud between Olivia de Havilland and Joan Fontaine is one of the most well-documented and emotionally charged rivalries in Hollywood history. From childhood, the sisters were pitted against each other, competing for attention, approval, and eventually fame. By the time they both rose to stardom in the 1940s, the tension had hardened into open hostility. Olivia was seen as disciplined and serious, while Joan cultivated an image of vulnerability and fragility. Their careers ran parallel, but the competition was relentless, and neither sister was willing to step aside. What made the rivalry truly tragic was how personal it became. According to later admissions from Olivia's daughter, her mother felt deeply betrayed by Joan, not just professionally, but emotionally. One of the most painful moments came when Joan won an Academy Award before Olivia, a victory Joan allegedly emphasized rather than softened. While Olivia would later win 2 Oscars of her own, the damage was already done. To her, Joan's actions weren't just competitive, they were cruel. Despite public appearances that suggested civility, the sisters barely spoke for decades. Family events were strained or avoided altogether. Olivia believed Joan deliberately played the victim in public while quietly undermining her behind the scenes. Over time, that belief hardened into something closer to resentment than rivalry. Friends of Olivia have said that while she rarely spoke harshly about others, her tone changed noticeably when Joan's name came up. Olivia's daughter later revealed that her mother viewed the feud not as petty jealousy, but as a lifelong wound that never healed. Olivia felt she had tried to rise above it, focusing on her craft, her principles, and her groundbreaking legal battle against the studio system. Yet the pain of sibling betrayal lingered. For Olivia, the hurt wasn't about awards or fame, it was about trust, loyalty, and family. In her later years, Olivia chose silence rather than reconciliation. When Joan Fontaine passed away first, Olivia made no public statement, a decision that spoke louder than words. It wasn't hatred in the explosive sense, but a cold, permanent severing born of decades of unresolved pain. According to her daughter, Olivia believed some wounds, once inflicted, could never truly be forgiven. In the end, this revelation reshapes how we see Olivia de Havilland. Not just as a Hollywood icon, but as a deeply human woman who carried a private sorrow beneath her public grace. The truth is, the person she struggled with most wasn't an enemy from the industry, it was the sister she lost long before either of them left the screen.